Welcome back to the show. Here in studio with me now is Jamie and Evan. They are doing some Slave Lake relief work. Now, Evan, you have a very personal connection to Slave Lake. You grew up around there, actually, yes?
Yeah, around the lake, yeah.
And you've been back since. Both of you have been back since. I guess, what is the feeling on the ground like right now?
Well, I'd have to say probably desperation. There's not much feeling left. Exhaustion. A lot of the firefighters, cleanup crew, are just going in and straightening up. Unfortunately, residents weren't allowed back into Slave Lake until Saturday, and there's just not much to come back to right now.
Have you heard much about people returning back to their homes?
Not so much of that. They were taking bus trips up from Edmonton and so on up there to take a look. Not many people are coming back. I know ATCO Electric has set up a camp there as well and brought in trailers for all their employees to stay during this time.
And I guess, what was your initial feeling when you got there? Is there anything that can prepare you for a scene like that?
Well, I never got to. You couldn't enter the town of Slave Lake, so I entered a lot of the places where the people were, and it's overwhelming. You get to these places, and Westlock, the town of Smith, it's actually pretty good when you see how small communities come together to actually make these people comfortable where they're at.
It's true. And speaking of small communities coming together, I guess why don't you outline, Jamie, what you've sort of spearheaded here and what you're trying to do to help these people?
Well, the Monday after the fires, I tried to find a place to donate, and I couldn't find a place to donate, so I started calling around and making my shop a place for people to be able to drop off to, and then just kind of snowballed from there. People called me and wanted to help, and Evan got a hold of me, and we kind of went from there. I made that Monday, I made a trip to Westlock. Got back at 3:30 in the morning, back to work in the morning, and hit her again, and then went that Tuesday, did the same thing, went back to work, and then took another load on the following Saturday. And right now we got a 52-foot Roseno trailer, about 3/4 full. We'd like to get it full by the end of tomorrow, because we're probably going to be sending her tomorrow or Wednesday.
Awesome. And I guess, what do you think that means to someone on the ground? I mean, you have family there. I guess, what does it mean when someone comes in with like a pile of things that maybe, you've totally lost?
Well, I can't really speculate. To me, it's hard to imagine losing everything. I mean, absolutely everything. I imagine the littlest thing means the world to them right now. It's all about getting the stuff to the people that need it at this point in time. And right now there's trailers full and we're just finding a destination for all this stuff that people around the province have come together and generously donated. So to me, it's been a life-changing experience, and I imagine to everybody that these services are for, these goods are for, it's a life-changing oath.
And what kind of stuff are you guys looking for?
Right now, they got lots of clothing. So right now, we just want to keep the necessities coming towards them. So we always want to make sure we have lots of water.
Okay.
And lots of dry food and stuff like that, because they're being allowed to back in, but there's still a lot of people that don't have anything to go back to. And they're looking at setting up a temporary housing for them in Slave Lake, but when that's going to be, they're not really set on it. And also, a lot of the people are allowed to go back to work or able to go back to work, don't have work clothes, work boots. So we're just kind of looking to be able to get that. And we want to get the trailer as full as we can by Wednesday and then send her on the road.
And so I guess, work clothes, work boots, I guess, what does that entail? Like steel-toed boots, that kind of thing? Like coveralls, those types of items? Yeah. What about children's toys? I know they were collecting children's toys earlier.
Well, we'll never say no to any of that, because right now they could use anything.
Right.
But the one thing that they really were strict upon that they didn't need was clothes, because I've been to a lot of these places, and within a couple days of me being there, they have mounds of clothes.
Right.
But you never know. They might still need more down the road, and they might even need furniture down the road. And if they end up needing that kind of stuff down the road, then we'll take up collections again and we'll start all over.
So on that note too, the community of Alberta has come together for this, right? I mean, like you said too, the astounding amounts of clothes there. What do you think it was about this disaster that's really sort of brought that province together and everyone is donating and everyone is feeling for them?
I think that everyone just looks at it as in might be in different communities all the time. We might be miles away from each other, but Alberta's a pretty tight-knit place where everyone sticks together. And if this was happening at any other town, any other city, the whole province will go together.
So if someone is interested in bringing something and sending something in your trailer, where can they go?
You know the address?
Well, the trailer is parked at the New Life Community Church, which is across from Boundary Ford on
Okay,
Highway
yeah.
17. You can also drop it off at Fountain Tire or probably with Jamie at Weatherford as well.
Yeah, at 5201 60th Street from 8 o'clock in the morning till 5.
Thank you so much for coming in, guys. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This has been our conversation with Jamie and Evan. They're collecting donated items for the people of Slave Lake.